My girlfriend's miracle pregnancy has turned into a total nightmare, and I don't think I even know who she is anymore. I'm a 26-year-old male, and I'm currently sitting in my car in a Target parking lot because I honestly can't bring myself to go home and look at her right now. My head is spinning. I feel like I'm living in a goddamn Lifetime movie, and not the good kind. I've been with Maya, who is 25, for 3 years. We moved in together about 8 months ago, and honestly, things were great. Or, at least, I thought they were. Maya is the kind of person who is just soft. She's kind, she's quiet, she's a kindergarten teacher, and everyone loves her. One thing that was established early on was that Maya couldn't have kids. She told me when we first started getting serious that she had severe endometriosis and some other complications I won't pretend to fully understand. The bottom line she gave me was that the doctors told her it was a near zero chance. I processed that, and I accepted it. I love her, and I figured if we wanted a family, we'd adopt or do IVF if a miracle happened, but I never pressured her. I told her, Maya, I'm with you for you, not for a potential kid. She cried when I said that, and I thought we were on the same page. Then, about 2 months ago, she started acting weird. She was exhausted, nauseous, and skipping her morning runs. I jokingly said, "Man, you act like you're pregnant," and she just froze. She didn't laugh. She went into the bathroom, stayed there for 20 minutes, and came out sobbing with a digital test that said pregnant. I was floored. I was ecstatic. I called my parents, I cried, and I even bought a World's Best Dad mug that same afternoon. It was a miracle, right? The near zero became the 1%. We were over the moon. But then, things started getting fuzzy. She told me she wanted to handle the first few appointments alone because she was anxious about bad news and didn't want me to see her break down if the pregnancy wasn't viable. I thought that was a bit weird, but I wanted to be supportive. I said, "Okay, babe, whatever you need." But then she wouldn't show me the ultrasound photos. She said they were blurry and she was embarrassed. Who the hell is embarrassed by a blurry ultrasound? It's a bean. Last night, I was looking for the iPad to watch Netflix, and I found her bag from the clinic. I wasn't snooping, I swear to God, I was just looking for the charger. I saw a printout from the Women's Wellness Center. Only, when I looked closer at the address, it wasn't an OBGYN. It's a specialized psychiatric clinic that deals with pseudocyesis and phantom pregnancies. I haven't confronted her yet. I'm terrified. If she's not pregnant, what has she been showing me? I saw the test. I've seen her morning sickness. She's been throwing up every morning like clockwork. Is she sick? Is she lying? I feel like a complete asshole for even doubting her, but the paperwork is right there. I'm losing my mind. Update 1. It's been a few days, and things have gone from confusing to absolute batshit. I tried to play it cool, I really did. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the clinic just shares a building? Maybe she was going there for prenatal depression? I tried to convince myself of anything that didn't involve her lying about a whole human being inside her. 2 nights ago, we were sitting on the couch and she was rubbing her stomach. She's only about 10 weeks along, so there shouldn't really be a bump yet, but she's been wearing these loose, flowy tops and acting like she's already showing. She looked at me and said, "I think I felt a flutter." I lost it. At 10 weeks? You don't feel flutters at 10 weeks. I've read the books. I've been researching like a maniac. I sat up and said, "Maya, we need to talk." I found the paperwork from the wellness center. The color drained from her face so fast I thought she was going to faint. She didn't scream, and she didn't deny it. She just started shaking. I asked her point blank, "Are you pregnant, Maya? Did the doctor confirm it?" She started hyperventilating and told me that she was pregnant, but that she went to that clinic because she was scared she was making it up. She told me she's been having intense psychological symptoms because she's so traumatized by her past infertility diagnosis. She claimed the psychiatrist told her she has pregnancy-related OCD and that she's obsessed with the idea that the baby isn't real, so she's seeking help for the anxiety. I wanted to believe her. I really did. It sounds almost plausible, right? If you're told you can't have kids and then you do, you'd be a wreck. But then I asked to see the ultrasound again. I told her I didn't care if it was blurry, I wanted to see our baby. She started crying harder and said she lost them. She said she left the printouts on the bus. The bus. Maya drives a Honda Civic to work every single day. She hasn't taken a bus in the 3 years I've known her. I didn't push further because she was getting hysterical, but I did something I'm not proud of. After she fell asleep, I went through her phone. I know, I'm a prick, whatever. I found her search history. It wasn't pregnancy symptoms. It was stuff like how to fake a positive pregnancy test with soda, how to induce vomiting safely, and printable ultrasound templates. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I'm standing in our kitchen at 3 a.m. looking at this woman I thought I was going to marry, and I realize I don't know who the fuck is sleeping in my bed. But here's the kicker, the thing that's making me feel like I'm the crazy one. This morning, I found a box of prenatal vitamins in the trash, and tucked inside was a lab report from a completely different doctor. I looked it up. It's a real lab. And it says she's HCG positive. She is pregnant. So why the fuck is she looking up how to fake it? Why is she lying about the bus and the photos? I am so goddamn confused. Update 2. This is getting so much worse. I confronted her about the search history. I couldn't keep it in anymore. I woke her up and just showed her the phone. I told her, I know you're looking up how to fake this. I know you're looking up how to make yourself throw up. Just tell me the truth. Are you pregnant or not? She broke down. For real this time. Not the quiet crying she usually does, but full on, snot dripping down her face, ugly sobbing. She admitted that she's been faking the severity of the symptoms. She said she was so terrified that if she didn't seem pregnant enough, I would stop being so attentive. She told me she felt like I only loved her because of the miracle, and she was scared that if the pregnancy was boring or normal, I'd realize I didn't actually want her, just the kid. It was fucked up, but in a weird way, it made sense. Maya has massive abandonment issues from her childhood. I spent 4 hours holding her, telling her that I love her, that the baby is a bonus, and that she needs to stop the bullshit and just be honest with me. I thought we reached a breakthrough. I told her we were going to the doctor together on Friday, no excuses. I told her I'd call and make the appointment. She agreed. She seemed relieved. Friday comes. We go to the OB/GYN, a real one this time. We're in the waiting room, and she's gripping my hand so hard her knuckles are white. We get called back. The nurse is doing the intake, asking about her last period and all that stuff. Maya gives her the dates. Then the doctor comes in to do the bedside ultrasound. This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for. The doctor puts the gel on her stomach, moves the wand around, and then she stops. She frowns. She moves it again. She says, Maya, you said your last period was 12 weeks ago? Maya nods, whispering, yes. The doctor looks at me, then back at the screen. She says, I see the gestational sac, and there is a heartbeat, but this isn't a 12-week fetus. This is barely 6 weeks. Maybe 6.5. I did the math in my head instantly. 6 weeks ago, I was in Chicago for a 10-day conference. I wasn't even in the same time zone as her. I looked at Maya. She wasn't looking at the screen. She was looking at the floor. She looked like she wanted to disappear into the exam table. The doctor kept talking about delayed ovulation or miscalculated dates, trying to be professional, but I couldn't hear a word of it. All I could think about was that 12 weeks ago, we were celebrating. 12 weeks ago, she showed me a positive test. If she's only 6 weeks pregnant now, what was she showing me 6 weeks ago? I walked out. I didn't even wait for her to get dressed. I just walked out of the clinic, got in my car, and drove. I've been driving for 3 hours. She's called me 40 times. I'm not answering. She was faking it. She was faking it to keep me, and then. What? She went out and got pregnant for real just to make the lie true? With who? Who the fuck was she with while I was in Chicago? My life is a goddamn joke. Update 3. I'm staying at a motel. I can't go back to the apartment yet. I finally answered the phone because her sister, Sarah, called me screaming that Maya was in the emergency room because she was having a panic attack so bad they thought she was having a heart attack. I went. I'm a sucker, I know. I went to the ER. She was hooked up to a heart monitor, looking small and pale, and I felt that familiar surge of wanting to protect her, which I immediately hated myself for. I sat by the bed and said, explain. Now. No more miracles, no more anxiety, just the goddamn truth. She told me everything. And honestly, I think I'd rather she had just cheated on me. It would be simpler. She told me that she never had endometriosis. She lied about being infertile from day one. She said she was so afraid that I'd leave her eventually that she wanted to create a situation where I'd feel lucky to be with her, or where I'd never feel the pressure of her wanting kids if I wasn't ready. She built this whole persona of the tragic infertile woman to garner sympathy and ensure I'd stay devoted. Then, 2 months ago, she got it into her head that I was pulling away. I wasn't, I was just busy with work. She panicked. She bought a positive test online. She started the charade. She thought she could just miscarry a few weeks later and I'd be her support system, and we'd be closer than ever. But then she realized she actually wanted the baby. She wanted the lie to be real. So when I went to Chicago, she didn't cheat with some random guy. She went to a fertility clinic. She used a donor. She used a fucking sperm donor while I was out of town to impregnate herself so that by the time I got back, she'd actually be pregnant and the miracle would be real. She thought she could just fudge the dates, tell me the baby was measuring small, and I'd never know. She was sobbing, telling me she did it for us. That she wanted to give me the family I deserved. I asked her, how did you even afford a donor and a procedure on a teacher's salary in 3 days? She looked away. She didn't answer. I stood up to leave, and she grabbed my arm. She said, "It's not a stranger, Mark." I said, "What do you mean it's not a stranger?" She whispered, "It's your brother." My brother, Jared. Jared, who has been crashing at our place occasionally when he's between apartments. Jared, who I've helped out of debt 3 times. She didn't go to a clinic. She waited until I was in Chicago, and she asked my brother to help her because she couldn't bear to lose me and knew I wanted a kid. And apparently, my piece of shit brother thought this was a great idea. I'm done. I'm so done. I haven't talked to Jared yet. I don't think I can without catching a felony charge. I'm currently looking at the motel ceiling wondering how I managed to fall in love with a literal sociopath and how my own blood could do this to me. She's pregnant with my nephew's son. And she thinks we can still be a family. Update 4. I finally spoke to Jared. I didn't hit him, though I wanted to. I met him at a park. I didn't want him in my space. He had the audacity to look me in the eye and say he thought he was doing me a favor. He said Maya came to him crying, telling him that I was devastated about her being infertile and that we had discussed using a family donor to keep the genetics in the line, but that I was too proud to ask him myself. She told him I knew. She told him it was my idea, but that I wanted to keep it a secret so I didn't feel emasculated. The level of manipulation this woman is capable of is terrifying. She played both of us. She knew Jared is a bit of a dumbass with a hero complex, and she used that. He actually apologized to me, thinking I was mad that he broke the secret, not that he'd betrayed me. When he realized I had no idea, he actually threw up in the grass. He's a moron, but I don't think he did it to spite me. He's just easily led. Which doesn't excuse it, but it shifts the target of my rage entirely onto Maya. I went back to the apartment while she was still at her sister's. I packed my shit. All of it. I even took the world's best dad mug and smashed it in the dumpster on my way out. I sent her a long text. I told her I'm filing for a restraining order, not sure if I can get one, but I'm damn well gonna try. I told her I never want to see her face again. I told her that if she keeps the baby, I will make sure everyone knows exactly how it was conceived. Every teacher at her school, her parents, my parents. Everyone. She's been blowing up my phone with threats now. The soft Maya is gone. She's saying that if I leave her, she'll sue me for child support because on paper, I'm the domestic partner and she has proof we were trying. She's saying she'll tell the police I've been abusive. I'm currently at a lawyer's office. My parents are devastated. My mom is disowning Jared, and my dad won't even speak. It's a mess. The worst part? I keep thinking about that heartbeat I saw on the screen. 6 weeks. A tiny little life created out of the most disgusting web of lies I've ever heard of. My lawyer says this is going to be a complex case because of the paternity and the intent. I don't care how much it costs. I want out. I want away from her, away from my brother, and away from this miracle. I'm moving to a different city next week. I've already put in my notice at work. I need to disappear before this kid is born. I don't know if I'm a bad person for wanting to abandon a child that is technically my kin, but every time I think about that baby, all I see is her lying face and my brother's betrayal. Maya just sent me a photo of a pair of baby shoes. No text. Just the photo. I've blocked her. I'm changing my number tonight. I hope I never hear the word pregnancy again for as long as I live. Update 5. It's been about 4 months. I'm living 3 states away. I haven't looked at social media, and I haven't talked to anyone back home except my dad and my lawyer. The legal side of this is a fucking nightmare. My lawyer, Susan, is basically a pit bull in a pantsuit, and thank God for her. Maya actually tried to file for preemptive child support and listed me as the father on some state forms. Susan had to go in there with a mountain of evidence, the search history I backed up to the cloud, the dated plane tickets from Chicago, and the statement from Jared. Yeah, Jared finally grew a spine. He realized that if he didn't tell the truth, he was going to be the one on the hook for 18 years of payments to a woman who tricked him into a bedroom. He signed an affidavit detailing exactly what she told him, that I wanted him to do it, and that it was a family plan. When her parents found out the truth, they didn't just get mad. They cut her off. Apparently, her kindergarten teacher job was only possible because they were subsidizing her rent and car. Without their help, and with the school board reviewing her conduct because I may have sent an anonymous tip about her mental instability to her HR. Well, she's spiraling. She sent me an email last week, the only way she can reach me. It wasn't an apology. It was a list of names she was considering for the baby. All of them are variations of my name or my dad's name. It made me physically ill. I asked Susan if we could get a gag order or something, but it's hard. I'm just trying to stay invisible. The scariest part? Jared told me that when they were together, she kept calling him by my name. He thought she was just confused or in the heat of the moment, but now he thinks she was literally pretending he was me. I'm in therapy twice a week. My therapist says I have betrayal trauma, which is a fancy way of saying my brain is fried. I still wake up some mornings thinking I need to go buy pickles because she's craving them, and then I remember that everything for the last 3 years was a lie. The infertility, the softness, all of it. I'm starting to think she didn't even like me. She just liked the idea of a life she could control. Final update. I got a call from my dad yesterday. Maya gave birth. It was a boy. 6 pounds, healthy. She named him Marcus. My dad sounded like he'd aged 10 years on the phone. He told me that Maya called him from the hospital, begging him to come see his grandson. She told him that I'd come around eventually and that we'd be a family. My dad didn't go. He told her, "You destroyed my family, Maya. Don't call this house again." The DNA test is being ordered by the court next week to officially clear me from the birth certificate and move the responsibility to Jared. Jared is terrified. He's working 2 jobs now to save up for the legal battle he knows is coming for custody or support. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't hate him as much as I did, but I don't think I can ever grab a beer with him again. How do you look at someone who helped your girlfriend like that? As for me, I'm staying put. I've started dating a bit, but the second a girl mentions she wants kids or has a sensitive side, I check out. I know that's not fair, but I feel like my trust meter is at 0 and the needle is broken off. I saw a photo. My sister-in-law, Jared's ex, weirdly enough, sent me a screenshot of Maya's Instagram. She's posted a photo of the baby's hand. The caption was, "The miracle we always wanted. Daddy will be home soon." She's still playing the game. She's still telling her followers, the few she has left, that I'm just away for work or clearing my head and that we're still together. I'm not Marcus's dad. I'm not her partner. I'm just a guy in a city where nobody knows my name, trying to forget that I ever loved a ghost. I'm deleting this account now. I need to stop checking the comments. I need to stop living in the what if. If you're reading this and your gut tells you something is off, listen to it. Don't wait for the ultrasound. Just run. Hi there, if you made it so far. Consider dropping a like and maybe subscribing. Thanks. And have a nice one.